Northampton, a busy market town located in the very heart of England, the largest European town. Its history dates back to the Bronze Age. One prominent feature of its history since the 15th century is the craft of leather and shoemaking.
What we're trying to do is to have a joint collaboration with the University of Northampton, in which students from different and diverse fields from both these institutes with backgrounds in cognitive sciences, design, engineering, media and journalism are coming together to document two heritage crafts which are available in India. One that focuses on mojri, which is a leather footwear worn by certain communities in India, which is about 3,500 years old. And the second one is the fragrance industry, which is rumored to be about 5,000 years old, called the itra or attar. Both these names are used. These are aromatic oils and essences which are extracted from fruits, herbs, wood, etc.
There's a number of ways that you could soften leather. Some of the Native Americans, if you look at their dental records that have been found by archaeologists, you would have heard that some of the women in the Native American tribes used to, after tanning their bison skins, used to chew the leather soft. So if you look at their dental records, you would see that their molars were extremely worn down from years of working the animal skins that they relied very heavily on. So chewing the leather would have been a way in which softening used to be done in prehistoric times. So if you start to update the softening, you would be able to have heard about a technique called staking, where leather is taken over a sharp object and you're separating the fibers, making them more flexible, more open in structure, and the leather will become softer. Now that could obviously be very labor intensive.
There's no finish, just veg tan, that's it, nothing on it. Glazing. This piece here is, once it's been dyed and softened, staked. But we have lots of defects, scratches. By hand graining, we can make the leather look a little bit more natural. The modern machines, you would have like a conveyor belt, and all done by computer, and it will scan and it will mark the measurement.
We like to get animals as young as possible. The collagen tends to get quite inflexible as it gets older. We generally like to get the skins as fresh as possible. So if you can situate your slaughterhouse next to your tannery, this is even better, because that's going to allow you to get your material as quickly as possible and not to go through a stage where we use salt. Salt is a very nasty chemical in terms of environment, so we try to avoid using salt. The animals are slaughtered, they apply salt, it dehydrates the skin, and this is called curing, and these cured skins then get transported around the globe, and we receive the wet salted material, and during that soaking stage that I was telling you about, we wash the salt out, and we then assume that those hides are fresh.
Northampton's history is so entwined with shoes that there is a museum dedicated to celebrating this heritage of shoemaking.
So, my name is Rebecca Shawcross and I'm the shoe curator here at the museum. So we've been collecting shoes since 1873, and in that time we've gathered together probably about 13,000 examples. And as you can see, we have some here. Now we have a main run of shoes from about 1600 up to the present day. We do have earlier shoes, so we have Egyptian footwear from 1000 years BC, they're our earliest. We have Tudor and medieval, and obviously a lot of the collection relates to Northampton and the county and its important role in shoemaking. Concentrating on shoemaking, I mean, it is the peak of the industry. 1 in 4 people in the town was involved in the shoe industry, and obviously over years, numbers of factories have got smaller and smaller, but today there are a lot of very successful factories and companies still in existence in the town and the county, making really high-end traditional men's footwear. It's really going strong, and it's really a booming industry.
They say to no one you need to walk in one's shoes, and so the team went over to Ahmedabad in India to explore its booming crafts industry. which much like Northampton is centered around leather and the making of modri, a type of traditional Indian shoes. This craft dates back thousands of years.
मेनली कौन सा मटेरियल यूज़ किया मतलब
कैमल लेदर होता है।
लेकिन ये आपने कुशन ऐड किया है तो ये एक तो कुशन कुछ क्या होता है कुशन
पैडिंग होता है सर, एक्चुअली फोम टाइप मटेरियल होता है।
अच्छा फोम टाइप
तो
मटेरियल
इंसर्ट लगाते हैं देन उसके ऊपर लेदर लगा देते हैं।
तो उसकी वजह से मतलब एटलीस्ट वो तो कंफर्टेबल हो गया, लेकिन अभी जैसे मैंने पहना तो मेरे को अनकंफर्टेबल जो लगा ना कि एक तो आगे से ये जो नैरो हो जाता है ना,
वैसे आपको थोड़ा सा टाइट लगेगा।
हाँ
पहनोगे ना थोड़ा, इसके बाद लूज होगा।
अच्छा, और कुछ क्या हम लोग कर सकते हैं ताकि और कंफर्टेबल हो?
इनसाइड ऑयल लगा सकते हैं।
अच्छा,
तो पैर वाटर में डालकर देन पहन सकते हैं इसको।
लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता कि लेदर में पानी डालने से ख़राब हो जाता है लेदर?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता, एक्चुअली लेदर में ही पानी में डालकर ही बनाया जाता है इसको लेदर।
डिज़ाइन वाइज आप नए कस्टमर को अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए आप बोल सकते हो आपके मैन्युफैक्चरर दादा परदादा है उनको कि कुछ डिज़ाइन में अलग अलग
चेंज नहीं होगा। डिज़ाइन जो चला आ रहा है डिज़ाइन में कलर को एडिट भी नहीं कर सकते। पुराना चला आ रहा है ना इस चीज़ को, उस चीज़ को चेंज नहीं कर सकते।
अच्छा,
सब हमारे लोकल दादा जो होते हैं ना, ग्रैंडफादर, ये लोग बनाते हैं घर में। दिन का एक चीज़ मैन्युफैक्चर होता है।
After learning about the history and purpose of modries, we explored how modries are made and discovered the processes of this ancient craft is similar to the processes we know of shoemaking in Northampton. Modari making is a crafts enterprise commonly produced by family-run small businesses passed from generation to generation. Ashok and Mukesh Gujjar are brothers who produce mojaris for a living. The tradition of mojari making is one that has been going on in northern India and some parts of Pakistan for over 3,000 years. In the early days of the tradition, mojaris were made exclusively for the elites and the royalty. However, today they are available for the masses who use them for traditional events. The processes of mojari making involve gluing, stitching, hammering, and cutting with great precision. All these processes are done by hand. Mojaris are traditionally made with vegetable tan camel hides. However, other sources of leather are commonly used. After learning about modries, we set off to have conversations with veterans in the craft of attar, or Indian perfumes.
We are in this business since last 80 to 90 years. Attars, Indian attars. I am talking about Indian attars. I am not talking about foreign perfumes. Indian attars were supposed to be used by Maharajas and all other people. Indian attars are extracted from flowers or wood, or they are directly extracted. Whereas foreign perfumes are a combination of aromatic chemicals. It is aromatic chemicals. They do use a little bit of that Indian perfume, sandalwood oil and all these things to give it a proper balance or for making a long lasting. They do use. But Indian attars are basically extracted from flowers, fruits, whatever note.
Their effect is also related with the season also. So if you will smell khus attar, khus, Khus, in summer season, vetiver. In your language, it is called vetiver. Yeah, vetiver oil. You can say. You will like it in summer season only. You will not like in winter season. And in winter season, Samama Ambar Kasturi Hina is very popular.
They have to be used by season, as per the season. In winter season, some of the attars will give you a very good smell. In hot season, some of the attars will give you a very good smell. In some this rainy season,
And some ethers are used
And,
throughout the year.
throughout the year, like flowery attars, flower-based attars. Basically, attars are used by Mohammedans, lot of Indian people, and if you go to some temple, you cannot spray on the. You have to use attar. It is 10 times concentrated than the perfumes.
We had come to explore a town whose heritage and culture seemed so different from ours, and ended up realizing that the similarities between the two towns much outnumbered the differences. It was hard to say goodbye.